For years, a beggar sat on the same corner of a bustling city street, his hand outstretched, his eyes cast downward in humility and quiet resignation. Every morning, as the sun rose over the rooftops and the world stirred to life, he would take his place on a weathered wooden box, a box that had become his constant companion, his seat, and sometimes his shelter against the cold, hard ground. Pedestrians hurried past, some sparing a glance, others too caught up in their own lives to notice the man with the tattered cloak and gentle eyes. Occasionally, a kind soul would drop a coin into his battered cup, the metallic clink a fleeting moment of hope in a string of otherwise empty hours. As the seasons changed and years slipped by, the beggar's days became a rhythm of waiting. Waiting for charity, waiting for kindness, waiting for something to change. He never thought much about the box he sat on. It was simply there, sturdy and reliable, offering him a modicum of comfort in an unpredictable world. Never did it cross his mind to question what lay within it, or whether it might hold anything of value. To him, the box was just another part of his existence, as unremarkable as the cobblestones beneath his feet, or the distant hum of city life. One day, a traveler approached. Unlike the others, this person paused, curiosity flickering in their gaze. They did not immediately drop a coin or avert their eyes. Instead, they looked at the beggar, truly looked, and then at the old box beneath him. With gentle words, they asked, "Have you ever looked inside the box you sit on every day?" The beggar, surprised, shook his head. "No," he replied softly. "It's just a box, nothing more." But the traveler smiled and encouraged him. "Perhaps it's worth a glance." Reluctantly, the beggar shifted his weight and pried open the lid, expecting dust and emptiness. But instead, his eyes widened in disbelief. There, nestled within the shadows, was a trove of gold coins, more wealth than he had ever imagined. His heart pounded as he realized that all those years, he had been sitting atop a fortune, oblivious to the treasure right beneath him. The box that he had seen as ordinary, even burdensome at times, had been holding the answer to his prayers all along. In that moment, the world seemed to slow, and a profound truth dawned on him, a truth that reached beyond the glint of gold. It was not just about the coins or the sudden change in fortune. It was about how easy it is to overlook the possibilities that lie within and around us, simply because we grow accustomed to our circumstances. How often do we search the world for answers, for happiness, for fulfillment, not realizing that the key may already be in our possession? This story resonates because it's not just the tale of a beggar and a hidden treasure. It's a reflection of the human experience. How many of us spend our lives searching for meaning, for validation, for joy, believing it to be somewhere out there, just out of reach? We chase after new jobs, new relationships, new places, convinced that happiness lies in the next achievement or the next milestone. Yet we seldom pause to look within, to recognize the strengths, talents, and gifts that have been with us all along. Sometimes, like the beggar, we sit on our own hidden treasures, unaware of the richness we already possess. The real treasure is not always gold or material wealth. Sometimes, it's the spark of creativity waiting to be ignited, the resilience that carries us through adversity, the kindness that brightens someone's day, or the wisdom earned through our struggles. It may be the capacity to love, to heal, to forgive, or to inspire. These are the treasures that shape our lives and touch the world in ways that money never could. But to discover these treasures, we must be willing to look. We must question the familiar, dig beneath the surface, and confront the possibility that what we seek may already be within us. It takes courage to open the box, to examine our fears, our hopes, our beliefs, and our potential. It takes a willingness to see ourselves not as lacking, but as whole, worthy, and capable. Even in the darkest of times, when hope seems scarce and the world feels indifferent, there is a light that shines within. It is the light of our own spirit, the quiet strength that endures, and the wisdom that guides us forward. The beggar's story reminds us that, regardless of our circumstances, we hold within us the power to transform our lives. Sometimes, all it takes is a shift in perspective, a gentle nudge from someone who sees us, or a moment of introspection, to reveal the abundance that has been there all along. So the next time you find yourself longing for something more, remember the beggar and his box. Ask yourself, what treasures might I be overlooking? What strengths or passions lie dormant within me, waiting to be discovered? How might my life change if I dared to look inside, to trust in my own potential, and to believe that what I seek is not as distant as it seems. The journey of self-discovery is not always easy. It requires patience, honesty, and an open heart. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you embrace the wealth within, you unlock not only your own happiness, but also the capacity to enrich the lives of others. Your light becomes a beacon, illuminating the path for those who walk beside you. No matter where you are or what challenges you face, remember this. Even in the darkest moments, you can find light from within. The world may not always offer the answers you seek, but your own heart holds wisdom and strength beyond measure. Like the beggar, you may discover that you have been sitting on gold all along, waiting only for the courage to look inside and claim the treasures that are rightfully yours. In the end, the story of the beggar and the hidden treasure is not just a fable. It is an invitation to pause, to reflect, and to recognize the extraordinary potential that resides within each of us. Embrace your inner wealth, trust in your journey, and let your light shine brightly, for you are more than you imagine, and everything you seek may already be within you.